Hello and welcome to a random review. Now Spyderco is one of those companies that makes a great UK legal folding knife. As you can see here, I've got a growing collection. Mainly the UK PK is probably my favourite one that they do. It's just such an excellent knife for everyday carry in the UK. There's the Urban as well, also the native little Slip-It, which I've just done a mini review on. Not overly impressed with that, but all the others are absolutely fantastic. And I thought I had a good grasp of which UK legal folders were available from Spyderco. Well, I did see on the internet there was this other UK legal folding knife from Spyderco, which I've never heard of before. And it came up in the classifieds, and I managed to buy one. And it's this one here. Quite a snazzy box. Looks a bit different to the kind of regular Spyderco branded boxes. I don't know what's going on with this spider design. I don't know if that's just an old style that they were doing. But this is the T-Mag. And this works in a very different way to all of the other Slip-It style knives. And here it is. Beautiful carbon fibre scales with liners. These are actually made of titanium, these liners. And the main thing that separates this from all the other Slip-It knives is the action. This is an absolute beast of a fidget friendly knife here. You can do the Spidie-flick. It's the first knife I've ever had where I can do a Spidie-flick, because obviously in the UK we're not really allowed locking knives for everyday carry, and I don't really like buying knives which I can't carry every day. Oops, bodged it. There we go. It's just an excellent knife to play with. And the way this works, normally there's a back spring which is putting pressure onto a notch on the back of the blade and then it clicks into position. This works differently because there's a rare earth magnet. So this block here that you can see, it's not held in by any screws. That's just the screw for the pivot. What happens is, I've actually taken this apart, and inside these liners there's a hole cut out, a rectangular hole on both liners, and the magnet kind of slots in there. And they've chosen titanium because it's non-magnetic. They wouldn't get away with doing that with stainless steel liners. And this magnet here not only holds the blade, I don't know if you can see this, in the closed position, but as you open the blade, it latches on to the blade at the top there. So either side of that magnet grabs the blade when it's in the closed or open position, and that means you can get a very low friction in the pivot and just have the magnet catch it on either direction. I like this design because it's the kind of thing I would have probably come up with in my own mind in terms of how else could we do some kind of non-locking folding knife, and I thought all sort of magnets might be useful. So what's the issue then? Why is this not going to be my everyday carry? Well, the biggest issue with this is the magnet. Obviously, I tend to carry my wallet in the same pocket as my pocket knife. And as soon as you start mixing magnets with the magnetic strips on the credit cards, or watches, for example, if you have this next to your watch on the desk, or any electronics, these magnets can start to cause havoc with the electronics, and it can wipe data from memory sticks and all this kind of stuff. So although this is an extremely fun and nice knife to use, I think this is going to be more of like a bit of a fidget toy on a desk. I don't think I'm going to be carrying this and replacing the UK PK anytime soon. But I think the knife looks brilliant, and the blade shape as well. It looks almost like cartoonish. I don't know, I just think it's really interesting because I'm so used to seeing this leaf shape on the UK PK and the Urbans and so on. So these are in S30V, so it's the same blade steel that you get in the Heine Haynes version of the UK PK. And it's just a fabulous knife. I think it's more of a collector's piece now. Now apparently I was reading that obviously these came out in the States and they just did not sell well at all. And they ended up selling these off at like $50 a piece or something, just to try and get rid of the stock. Now I think one of the biggest complaints that the guys in the States were having, and something I've heard UK folding knife users say as well, is the strength of the detent here. It's literally, it's probably the weakest one I've ever felt. If you can get a feel for just how easily that breaks versus a UK PK, you have to put a lot more pressure on to actually break that. But here it's like so loose. So I wouldn't really want to be doing any kind of heavy work with this. But in terms of practicing your Spidie-flick, it's just an absolute beast to play around with. It feels really comfortable in the hand as well. The other thing which is quite interesting is the clip design. So it's a wire clip, but it's not a deep carry version. And there's your standard current Spyderco clip. Now I have heard that these are just interchangeable. You could get a deep carry clip on these, but because I'm not going to be carrying this as an everyday carry, I might just keep the original on there. I just think it looks kind of funky. But just the shape of the blade and everything, I just think it's such an interesting knife. I really do like this. The other thing that's interesting is on the American made Spydercos, you get the address on there, Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. They've done something a bit different on the T-Mag. Golden, Colorado, USA, Rare Earth. So it's a bit of a shout out to the rare earth magnet that's used to actually get that descent action going. The other thing that's quite interesting on this, they've put this kind of jimping on the liners. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It sits just below the scale, so you don't really feel it that much, but it's quite an interesting little pattern they've used there. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a keeper for me, and I'm going to have it out on my desk. And it's kind of a shame they don't make these anymore. I think Spyderco should give this another go and really push it towards the UK market, because I think there's a lot of guys who would like to have a play about with one of these. So let me know in the comments whether you would be interested in Spyderco actually rerunning this, and see whether you think you might actually use that, or whether the whole magnet issue, potentially wiping credit cards and causing havoc with electronics, would that put you off from actually even buying one? So let me know your thoughts on that one, guys. So that's it for now. I don't have any other knives in the immediate future, but I'll always keep an eye out and see what's coming up. And if you guys have got any more suggestions or comments, please do let me know. All right, so that's the Spyderco T-Mag. Saying bye-bye for now, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.